Great. Yeah, I'm so glad to come back again. Before the meeting, we were talking about some people still don't believe COVID-19 is a serious problem. And we are so sad that when they get sick or really sick, then they realize it's no longer a conspiracy. Why they don't believe? I believe that they believe the wrong people. They believe the conspiracy more than the truth. And we know COVID-19 is serious because we believe the healthcare professional, they know better than anybody else. So it's true. We believe Jesus Christ. He knows what the truth is all about. So that's why week in, week out, we study the Bible, study the Word of God, so that we understand the truth. Today, I'm going to talk about a parable, a sower's soul. That's Jesus' parable in the passage we just read. This is not a very obscure parable. Maybe you have read it many times, heard many times, but every time we read about this, we have new insight, new discovery. So hopefully we are going to do the same. Let me give a summary of this parable. About sowing seed. Some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places. It spread out quickly because the soil was shallow, but the sun scorched the plants, and they withered. The third condition is some seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on a good soil where it produced a crop 30, 60, or 100 times what was sown. And then at the end of the parable, Jesus said something. Whoever has ears, let them hear. Now, this is something we have to think deeper, because that's what Jesus was warning us. You have ears, right? Hear it clearly. Think about it. Know what I'm talking about. What do you think? What was Jesus trying to tell us? Just so, don't worry about where it lands. That's what I thought initially. I thought, what a stupid sower. Just spread out the seed. Don't care where it lands. No farmer would do these kind of things because seeds are expensive. You don't want to waste your seed. You sow the seed because you want it to grow and produce 100 times, 60 times. That's the purpose. So why would this farmer throw everywhere? Along the path, along the rocky area, among the thorns, and then some rest on the good soil. So that's my first thought. Then secondly, the seed actually is the gospel that is preached. Now, this is the story. This is the parable. Later, Jesus explained to his disciple what the parable is all about. He said, the seed is the gospel, is the God's message, it's God's word, it's the kingdom message that is preached. And the responses come from different people. Some receive it gladly, but because they don't understand, therefore the evil one come and snatch it. And some landed in the thorny place, meaning they have too much worry about life and the lure of wealth, and they don't follow through. And some land on the good soil. That means people who greatly receive it, who understand the message and produce good fruit. So that is Jesus' explanation. And then the third one I can think of is, look, it's not just the story. It's not just the explanation. It is encouragement, or Jesus telling us, pick the good soil. Don't just understand, but let it grow. As far as the farmer is concerned, you should pick the good soil and sow there. And for us, we have to keep the word of God in our heart and let it get rooted and follow through and produce a good life, abundant life. So the third one is what we are talking about today. Now, what if there's no good soil? True, we like to grow seed in a good soil. What if there is no good soil? What do you do? Usually, good soils cost you more. And usually, bad soil or good soil may be far, far away. But anyway, what if in your hand there is no good soil? Well, let's learn from a good farmer in the Oak Ridge Moraine areas. That means Durham County, York County. That's where you live. How do they change bad soil to good soil? So first, let me tell you what is moraine. Moraine actually is formed by glacial sediment. So years ago, this area is covered by glacier. And then when the weather is warm up, this glacial ice melt, and the sand and rock carried by it also settle. Then, because the loss of glacier in the past, eventually, the whole area is covered by sand and rock. Now, is the soil good? The soil is sandy. Sandy soil is not very good. No nutrients. Not many things can grow. So in the beginning, all this area, they can only plant grass, nothing else. But they have good water reserve, therefore good moisture, therefore grass grow very well. But if you cannot grow a crop like wheat, soya, or corn, you can sell very much. So they ask themselves, what can I do with it? How can I improve it? So since they can grow grass, okay, I grow grass, then turn it into hay, and then hay can feed the cow. So they eventually do range, the range of cow, and slaughter it and make beef steak. So they can sell it very good price. Then they can have milk and cream. So ice cream, the best ice cream in the world, perhaps. If not the world, it would be in Canada. Is the name called Kawafa ice cream. Is made in Durham County. If you go to Uxbridge, they have a branch there. They make the best ice cream. So they make milk and they make ice cream. But then still, they cannot grow corn and things like that. So they know that they have to make the soil rich. How can they make it? Well, some unlearned farmer would say, okay, I just buy fertilizer, put fertilizer in it. I will turn the field into rich land. Well, maybe the first couple of times you can do it, but then afterward, the ground become harder and harder. The chemical, the fertilizer, make the ground harder and harder. Eventually, you cannot grow anymore, not even grass. So they are smart. They know to make the soil fluffy and rich, you have to put the organic matter into the soil. Where do you get the organic matter? From the manure. The cows eat a lot and they produce a lot of manure. So they spread the manure on the field, and then gradually the land become better. So now they can grow wheat, okay, and then corn, and then soy, things like that. And then when they harvest these things, they chop up the leaves, chop up the stalks, and throw back to the soil. Then the soil become getting more and more organic matter. It become better and better. So eventually, as today, Durham area is the best agricultural land you can find. If you go to the farming area, you can try the soil is very soft and fluffy. So the farmers change the bad soil to fertile one that reaps abundant crop. That's how they change. That's how they make their living. Well, what does it mean to my life? What does this change, this farmer's story mean to my life? Well, in this time, this COVID-19, it's a bad time to study, right? Because of the lockdown, no social life, virtual learning is boring. I don't think I can last any longer. The soil is zero. You might feel that way. Now, how can I change that situation? How can I change that boring and dry season into something that I can enjoy? Think about that. Secondly, life is boring. I thought going to church might help, but I still don't make good friends. Sit among the thorns. True, going to church, you can find friends, but it's up to you to make good friends. I find it very helpful for me. Since I was a youth, I began to go to church and make lots of good friends. And even today, I'm 80 years old now. I still keep contact with them. They are still dear to me. They're very good friends because we gather together, we study the Bible, we do good to each other. We seek truth, we seek good, and that's how we grow together. And these friends are very precious to us. You have to find ways to make good friends. Make yourself available. Watch others who can make good friends. Ask them, how do you make good friends? And the easy thing is just, call other people. Don't just look at your computer. Look at your cell phone. Call them, talk to them. This way, you make new good friends. Some of us might be introvert and afraid to talk to strangers, afraid to make new friends. Well, when you are an introvert, one thing good about you is you're very observant. You care about people. So observe who is also like you, give them a call, say hello to them, and start a new friendship. Thirdly, life is difficult. My father has lost his job, soil among the concrete path. This could be a difficult time for you, but it could be an opportunity for change. Now, how many of you have good relationship with your father or mother? And in a difficult time, this is a chance. Then you can advance. Make advance to your father who lost his job, so sad for him, so discouraged, so much uncertainty. And, you won't believe how much your father appreciates if you can share his burden. If you understand what he's thinking about, what is he worrying about? Years ago, in the 1980, perhaps most of you don't remember this or don't know about this. In the 80s, I think 80, 81, 82, there was a big recession. Interest rate was very high. And so everyone, if you have a mortgage that is about to renew, you will be worried because the interest rate then was about 18%, 20%. Imagine your mortgage payment will be double. And that happened to us. So it happened that my mortgage also up to renew. So I shared this, my worry with my family. And I said, I am not sure whether we can keep the house because the mortgage is higher than we can afford. Then my second son, talked to me. He said, Dad, it's difficult, I know. What about if I deliver a newspaper and I can make some money and I can help you? Wow. I am so moved. I appreciate my son so much that he said this thing to me, that he wants to help, that he understands my worry, and he wants to work together with me. But I know in my heart how much you can help me. Deliver a newspaper, you know, you may help me $10, $20, $50 at most. It doesn't help me at all. But I feel so sweet that my son can do this with me. So life is difficult too, but it's also opened up a new relationship for you. Now, what life principle have we learned from this parable? So when trouble comes or life difficult come to our way, first thing we do should be asking question. What is my problem? Ask yourself, what's my problem? Don't scurry around, but sit down and ask yourself, what is my problem? Jesus talked about the soil problem. So understand what the soil problem is will help us. Secondly, assess resources available to me. What can I do with them? In the farmers in Durham County, they assess the resources. Hey, they said, though I cannot plant wheat or soya beans, but I can plant grass and make hay. So this is something you can do. You can do right away. And something available to you. Thirdly, after that, how can I improve and change my situation? There's always improvement, right? There's always something that you can change your situation. Just think, just analyze, just, you know, look at other people, look at other successful people. So fourthly is to observe, listen, and learn from the wise. And this is the way the farmers, the seed sowing, telling us. And this life principle we learn will build up our life and weather storms, and eventually we can grow and be mature. Now, I hope that we can all think deeper and also remember the lesson that we learned. Thank you.